Hey, how you doing? Huh? Look at us. We're going to be doing a little walk. It's a little rainy, a little crummy, but that's good because there's not going to be any people out. And we're going to be walking up Broadway, another part of Broadway here. We're going to cover the whole freaking avenue eventually. You hear that, Phil?
Yeah, man.
I hope you wore your comfortable shoes. We're walking to Albany, baby.
I did. I'm excited.
But yeah, before we do that, guys, thanks for checking it out. Thanks for getting here. Like and subscribe, get it all out of the way now. And also, too, go ahead and check out the Patreon if you get a chance. So I fund these things, very important these days. But yeah, aside from that, we're walking up Broadway up to Canal Street. What do you think of that, Phil?
I'm down.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
All right,
okay.
I'm worried sick about you.
You twisted my arm.
All right, well then I guess enough rambling. Let's just get to it and walk. Come on. All right, so as we're walking here, real quick, before we continue any further, check this building out. See that, Phil? This is the Broadway Chambers building. It's a famous building, famous architect. His name's Cass Gilbert. So Cass Gilbert actually designed the Woolworth building. If you want to get a little bit behind me so you can see the up the street. No, back there, Phil. So you can see up the street. There you go. So you can see up Broadway. But I was saying that Cass Gilbert is actually the guy who designed the Woolworth building, which is just further down. Actually, get a shot of that bad boy, the Woolworth building there. The green top. You see it?
Yeah, you can see it.
Pretty nice. Huh? So he designed that, but this was his first building in New York. He designed it in the early 1900s. He also designed the Alexander Hamilton Customs House, which is today the Smithsonian Museum, the National Museum of the American Indian. There you go. Careful, don't want to hit those things. But yeah, it's a beautiful Beaux-Arts building. He's very famous for that style of architecture. I want to cross the street here, Phil. Let's cross so I can show them this building we just walked by. Take a look. There's Broadway up there. All the way up there. You can see the Chrysler building all the way up there. As far as the eye can see. Everything the light touches is ours. So check it out, this building here, look at that, you can see it says the Sun building on it, because the Sun actually moved there. It used to be the actual Marble Palace, which was A.T. Stewart's building. They built that in 1846. Now this was built as a department store. Now keep in mind, department stores were like, novel. It was an idea at that time, like you just bought like you went to the tailor or the cobbler or whatever. So the department store with things on like hangers and set prices, they had fashion shows, salespeople, all that stuff was very new. So this massive thing was one of the first department stores in the country. So we'll cross here, let's go. It says stop, but we're crossing, baby. They just recently said they're not going to prosecute jaywalking in New York. Do you know that?
Really?
That's right.
It's a slippery slope.
You're telling me. But whatever, man. Give us a break. We're walking here. We don't have freaking... Here, hold on one second. Show you. You can see here too some cast iron. We're going to be talking about cast iron as we go. There's a really nice cast iron building here as we walk north. So check this out too. We're going to talk about this. So this is just a little poster talking about what we're going to be walking by here. It's the African Burial Ground National Monument, which is right here on Duane Street. If you take a right, but this building that we're walking by is a federal building. And in 1991, when they were building it, they actually stumbled on a bunch of dead bodies.
Really?
How about that? You're actually digging and you're trying to, nail stuff in and you stumble on like hundreds of dead bodies, cadavers. And what they didn't realize they did at the time was that they'd stumbled on a burial ground for slaves. I guess the enslaved that they buried here. No record of it on the maps. You can see a little tour group down there. They're actually right outside of the monument. We're not going over there because we're walking Broadway, baby. I've covered it in a million videos, so watch one of those. But that's right down there. And you can see all the court buildings and stuff down there. That is where they do it's Foley Square. They do all the courthouses and stuff, the state, also the federal, the Court of Appeals is there as well. So yeah, that's all down there. Pretty cool story, huh? In fact, oh, by the way, there's Duane Reade. How cool is that, Duane Reade, huh?
Historical site.
Actually it is, Phil, because, well, not that actual one, but that's actually Duane Street, and that's Reade. I'm sorry, that's Duane, and Reade is right below it. Mm-hmm. So there's Duane and there's Reade right next to it. We passed by Reade. I forgot to mention it, but right there was where Duane Reade was started, right? Between Duane and Reade. Huh? Look at that. You didn't think there was history there, but you were wrong. So yeah, Duane and Reade, the first one was started there in 1960. It's not that old, but it was bought out. In fact, fun fact, I think it was in 1992, Bain Capital bought it. You know what Bain Capital is, right? That Bain was Mitt Romney worked there. It's like a massive private equity company. They buy stuff and just like strip it for parts pretty much, or just try to flip it or whatever. Really providing good value to society. But anyways, they had bought it in 92, I believe, and then they sold it a few years later, of course. So yeah.
Whoever owns it now is making tons.
I think Walgreens owns it, and I think so. I'm not sure. I'll put a little caption if I have to correct myself. But yeah, Bain Capital is Mitt Romney's company. There's Jacob Javits. So Jacob Javits, very famous name. He was a senator. He was I believe he was a rep here in New York. They have the Javits Center over on the west side, right? Oh, you ever been there?
Yeah. I used to go to Comic-Con there.
Yeah, that's where they do the Comic-Cons and stuff. Actually, I.M. Pei, a very famous architect, designed it, all the glass and stuff, very cool. And it was the mob kind of like, the Irish mob actually was the one who corralled it and made a ton of money off of like the construction of it and stuff. Oh yeah, there's 325, by the way, 325 Broadway. That's where they do the auditions and stuff for Blue Bloods.
Really?
You know, and a few other things. I've auditioned there a couple of times actually. Didn't get it. What can you do? I can't get too mad. It went in another direction, as they say. My line was probably something like, "Man, she's seen better days. Let's go get a bite to eat." I don't know. You know the cop show. Tom Selleck, the mustache guy.
Good show.
Yeah, I've never seen it. That might be why I didn't get it. Here, we're gonna cross over here. I don't want to go under scaffolding. There you go. You can see up Broadway. Ready to cross? Good view there, huh? So by the way, we're walking Broadway. I think I've talked about this, longest street in New York. Goes all the way to Albany pretty much. And pretty nice. We're gonna pretty cover it all the way to end of Manhattan, or maybe further, who knows. But right now we're kind of like in what's considered kind of Tribeca. If you walk west, you're kind of more in Tribeca. And over here to the east, you start kind of getting into like the Chinatown area and all that. It's a pretty cool car right here.
Yeah, right?
Huh? I don't know what kids are driving these days.
I definitely had a toy of that when I was a kid.
Sure you did. So anyways, I was saying Tribeca just to the west, triangle below Canal. So you already did a video of that we went through Chambers Street, on Chambers Street. Look, here you go, check it out. This is, whenever you see these little, and I've said this before, but whenever you see these little neon posters, it means that they're shooting something and you can't park here. You can't park your crane here. So they're shooting Out the Kitchen, I guess, season 2. You seen Out the Kitchen, Phil?
Love that show.
Yeah? Who's your favorite character?
Dude, the kitchen.
Oh, come on.
Getting sick.
Oh, come on. Look at this place. Blood Manor, haunted attraction. Well, by the way, we're shooting this in, it's May right now. So it's a little early for something like that, but some people I don't really care too much for horror movies, to be honest. But I don't know why you'd want to put yourself through that. Why do you want to be scared? So what's the point of that? I guess just to feel something. Some people just want to feel something. I don't really like them that much. I don't know. I thought The Exorcist was pretty good. Check this out, Phil. I wanted to show you this.
Yes.
Pretty cool, huh?
Beautiful architecture.
Yeah, very beautiful. It's called the Cast Iron House. This was built in the late 1800s, kind of towards the end of the cast iron boom, which was like the mid 1800s. But this building here, what do you think it is today? We're in Lower Manhattan.
Department store or
No, not a department store.
boutique?
Come on, man. How many of these do we have to do till you get the hint? We're in New York City. What do you think they are?
Yeah, an apartment building.
Yeah, thank you. They're
There you
condos. So these are apartments. Everything in New York, baby, it's condos.
I know.
Everything's condos. This trash can right here, these are condos. These are 2.4 million, 10,000 a month in HOA fees.
Steal.
It's a steal. But yeah, so that's condos. Very beautiful building though, cast iron. What cast iron means, by the way, just so you know, here, get on this side so we can see up. All cast iron means is that it's made in a foundry. It mass produces, so like the columns, the ornamentation, all that stuff is mass produced, meaning that you basically order it out of a catalog. And it makes it cheaper, it makes it easier to build, it makes it faster, and the cast iron made it at the time stronger than basically the brick and mortar that they were using before. So it allowed for things like bigger windows. And then remember, this is the mid-1800s when they needed more light because there was no electricity. So it got really popular in the mid-1800s, and you had neighborhoods in New York that were kind of reinventing themselves at the time. And like Soho, like, things like Tribeca and stuff like that. There's more. Check it out. Look down the street. You can see a lot of cast iron. Those are just the facades. The one we just saw, the cast iron house is called. That one's the two sides, which means it's basically more solid. These are just the facades that are iron, right? So you basically just stand it up and you connect it like Legos almost. Another cast iron. Look at that. They don't make it really anymore because they don't need to. Remember now you have like different technology. Steel frame. You build steel frame skyscrapers. You build steel. It's much easier, much faster, much lighter. Much easier it's much less cumbersome. But the iron was big at the time. It was very important to the development of actually the skyscraper. One of the big things that allowed the skyscraper to exist was the elevator as well. In fact, the building in Soho, we're not going to be on it yet. We'll get to it eventually. I'll talk about it then. In Soho is the Howitt building up near Broome Street. And that was the first Otis passenger elevator in the history of the United States. Yeah, and it was only like 5 stories tall. We're gonna cross here so you can get a good view of these buildings here. But check it out, look up there. You can start seeing canal there. That's all canal. Hey, the busyness of the selling the purses and stuff. I don't know if you're looking for a Louis Vuitton purse, Phil.
Free market capitalism.
That's right, baby. Hey, what's the difference? I guess.
Sure.
It's like Louis Vuitton or Louis Vuitton, maybe. I guess maybe with a W or something. So we're gonna cross here, and you can see these buildings. I wanted to show you these. So these buildings to my left. 2 former bank buildings right here to the left. You see that one there with the little clock tower on it. I forget what the actual name of the bank was. Oh. I want to say it was like 9th National City Bank or something. I'll put it in the captions, the exact thing. But that was built in the 1920s as well. Pretty little bank. And then this one here is interesting. So there used to be a seedy hotel here on the corner of Canal and Broadway. Shock that that's what was located on Canal and Broadway. But it was a seedy hotel, got dropped down. It was built up into a bank. I believe it was called the Columbia Bank or something initially. But then it was replaced in the 1920s by the First National City Bank of New York. I don't know if that rings any bells for you, Phil. Citibank?
Oh, okay. Oh.
National City Bank, that's where it started. No, not here is where it started, but that's the name that it started with.
Yeah.
If you make sense. National City Bank. City Bank. So yeah, it's kind of wild here. I'm gonna try to cross. I'll get over here. So it's kind of nutty over here. We're gonna have to end here. Perfect spot. So check it out. We're here now at Canal Street. This is all Canal going, and this is Broadway going up. But we're gonna end here. You have to stay tuned and watch some more to get further up. But we just walked a little stretch from basically Lower Manhattan there to now what is going to be eventually here Soho. We just kind of walked through what kind of would be the beginnings end of Tribeca. But thank you guys for making this far. Phil, what'd you think?
I had a great time.
It was pretty quick, man. That was a pretty quick one.
Very quick.
Some of them are quicker. It's all right. But thank you guys for watching. Check out the Patreon, get some extras on there, and direct them wired to National City Bank of New York. Also, too, like and subscribe, and very least, share them. IRL, baby. Word of mouth. Old school way of getting things to, happen. I don't know. Aside from that, we did it. Phil, how the hell are you? Everything's good?
Great.
You learned stuff?
I learned a lot.
Great. Well, then let's just end this thing. And it's chaos here, complete chaos. So I'm gonna keep it moving. But thank you guys for watching. See y'all later. I'm gonna go get a dumpling or something and buy a Gucci bag, a Gucky bag. See y'all later. Oh yeah. Sick.